Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park in a fortnight's time. We've got 2 nights, we've got 3 nights, we've got 4 nights. We're just about set to go here. And Hampton Downs in a great start from Evelyn Bell, and she's going to lead them into turn 1. I would think that's a brilliant start from Ctas.
And that's 3 of them in a row, remember, but the other 2 weren't as classy as that one. That was by far her best start of the weekend, so save your best for last, you betcha. So come on, ladies out there, and the guys cheering for this lovely lady. Yes, her nickname is Avgas, but the MTF Finance Spectrum Motorcycles Kawasaki rider in full form there as she leads the field out and scorches.
Well, I was just going to say she stretched out a little bit, but then they've caught her up a little under braking, but and she's just been shuffled back through the pack. She might be 3rd as they come out of turn number 2, but what a start.
No, I think she's still got it. I reckon she's still got it there. I think it's,
you might be right,
I think it's still the yellow. It's still the yellow and the bright levers. It's the front of the bike that gives away. I think it was just looking back there further at the brighter gear, and that's Jake Lewis. I think we've got
David Hall up in 2nd place again? I think it might be.
Hey?
Just track the progress, folks, as they work their way around this 4-kilometre circuit. But Avalon Biddle, well, started out on, way back in junior motocross, bucket racing, 125 Grand Prix racing, been up in Europe. This is a women's, probably one of the best women races in the world, I think you'd say, without fear of contradiction.
Yes, indeed.
And she's in the front. She stays in the lead as they work their way up into the Porsche Dipper for the first of 10 times.
Oh, and here he is. Look at that, snaking down into the moment. Jake Lewis hanging the back out there on the underground round drive. Man, it was class to watch. He was sliding it sideways in the corner. Of course, as much as you think that a rider may be out of control, they're also actually controlling and doing the braking as well. So great to see. David Hall, look at that. He swung wide on the corner. This is Avalon Biddle. Come on, folks. You ready to stand up and applaud? She should be leading at the top of the hill. A sensation for her. And here we're going to go, I think, for a replay and check to watch this out as we slide in the corner.
Lewis through in 2nd place, and then it's David Hall. You're watching the Ctas replay and trying to keep an action on the track action as well. For the big crowd here. But a good race in prospect. Well, we always knew the 600s were going to be good, and great pictures once again from Ctas and Grant Collingwood. The racing continues. Avalon Biddle continues at the front of the field.
Yes, she's put in a great charge and a little bit of a buffer there. Just got that extra bike length that she may not have otherwise have had. So nice to watch, along with her partner Jake Lewis, and in there, of course, with David Hall, Toby Summers doing oh so well on the Mad Love Media supported team R&R Power Sports, and of course Carl Cox Motorsport Kawasaki. So we've got a Kawasaki in there in 1st place and in 4th place as well, the Triumph, and also of course the Suzuki of David Hall. What an outstanding run he's put in. And then we check out young Jaden Hassan on the Suzuki, James Hugenbosom in there as well on the Triumph, and somebody like Shane Richardson back in 7th place. He made the podium last time and he was back in 7th early in the race. This is a 10-lapper for the TT, so there's a lot at stake for these guys as we lay it on the line. Not just points for the championship, but the unique TT title within the race for each of these classes over the last one. And there's Jake on the inside of him, does it on the Porsche Dipper. Beautiful, all class to watch. Effective, anything out of fraction wide, left the gap. Jake knew it, down on the inside, cut through there quicker than a hot knife through butter.
So a change at the front of the field here in the 600s. It's now Jake Lewis from Avalon Biddle. David Hall, Toby Summers giving him all he can handle as they head up the hill to complete just lap 2 of 10. I tell you what, Neil, I reckon the heart rate's going to have to get a bit of a rest after this one. This is going to be something special. There is Jake Lewis, there's Avalon Biddle, there's Hall, and now looks like Jake Hassan looking for an inside run on Toby Summers as they go through turn number 1, but I don't think he got it done.
Hey, look at that. Here's Rogan Chandler. He's back in 8th position. We were calling about this time in the previous race about 3rd or 2nd. He got as high as 2nd at one stage. So these are class riders that are getting mixed up because the field is just so strong. As we say, throw a blanket, you'll cover the lot of them. And any of them, in their right circumstances, right kind of racing, good starting, which David Hall and Avalon are the best at, they can really take a break and get away.
Shane Richardson starting to play a part in this one as well, folks. Remember, he hasn't got a dog in the fight in the championship, but he's here. He'd love to win the TT title. I talked to his dad this morning, and I talked to him yesterday morning as well. Yep, that's the target for them today. Helicopter leaving Hampton Downs here, one of the more cashed up spectators, you'd have to say. Obviously got something important to do, so the chopper heading away, but the racing continues here at Hampton Downs on the international circuit. A first time for the bikes here at the penultimate round of the New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championships. It's all part of the Mike Pero Real Estate Motor Fest.
And indeed, with our quality sponsors like Mike Pero Real Estate, DHL Express Freight to 220 countries, Kawasaki Let the Good Times Roll, Shoei Premium Helmets, Alpine Star, NZSBK, Pirelli, Motul and Star Motorcycle Insurance, Specialist Insurance, as well as motorcycle insurance. Remember, they've even got what they call camper insurance. So if you thought about that thing at all, yeah, camper's a different device, yes, and there's other things that you'll have with a camper that you don't necessarily have with insurance for a motorbike. So the Specialist Premium Insurance, and as well for your camper, but also, of course, your motorcycle. Star Motorcycle Insurance, happens to be racing, and we're going to hold the moment with Jake Lewis to go in there.
Richardson down the inside.
David in there, Shane Richardson already in the fourth time. We look up, we see before our front back. He's just made up two. He's gone past both Hugenboozem and Hassan over that last lap as we go back to Rogan Chandler still in that 8th place. Nathaniel Dupos on that super standard Suzuki. And for the first time, Nathan Jane has joined the elite top 10 of our field here for Hampton Downs and our New Zealand TT title. Fighting it out big time.
So the boys and girls working their way out through Swampy's curves up into Kev's Carousel. And Avalon Biddle, if anything, has just squeaked out a little bit of an advantage there. Jake Lewis has extended his lead 1.292 seconds the last time through, so he's looking pretty comfortable at the front of the field. But anything to decide the next lot as they come through. Ev still holding them out. Toby trying to go up the inside there of Shane Richardson. I think he might have got it done. So that's a positional change for 4th and 5th. Just up ahead of them was David Hall. We'll have a look as they go through the high pull hairpin. Yes, it looks like the Carl Cox Motorsport Mad Love Media Kawasaki has moved up a position. Jake Lewis will head them in and out of the dipper. Avalon's still looking quite comfortable there in 2nd place. Toby Summers, the next one through, David Hall and then Shane Richardson. So it's shuffled around a little bit more again as they work their way down to the bottom end of the circuit here. It is the TT, one of the most prestigious titles to win here in New Zealand motorcycling at the moment. Jake Lewis, you'd have to say, Neil Ritchie has got one hand on the trophy, but it's only one hand at this stage.
Well, I'll tell you what, from the van, not a bad thing. They came into this round 10 points behind in that championship judge, but he's absolutely owned it and dominated over the margin. He's been out to over 6-second leads at times, and he just seems to have just grabbed this one. I think he's sort of a bit of a Josh Taylor in a lot of ways. Ryder just comes with a hand in the glove, perfect fit, you know, when it happens at times, it just works right. And he was on his home South Island tracks, not as confident as he is here today. He wasn't winning by margins like this. He had James Hugenboozem either on or in front of him, but he's just dominated with a capital D here at Hampton Downs today. Jake Lewis, Avalon Biddle, David Hall, as we wrap up there. So check that out, folks. That is Triumph, Kawasaki and Suzuki. Toby Summers in there on another cracker with a 3rd Kawasaki in the top 5 with Shane Richardson. Hugenboozem, part of Underground Brown Budget Motorcycle Spares, Jaden Hassan, along with Rogan Chandler for our top scorching 8 at this stage for each of the races from here. The final race of the championship weekend. They had 1 yesterday, 2 today. This is the 2nd one and the exclusive TT title.
I tell you what, the racing at the moment, the gaps are starting to open up, but Toby Summers and Shane Richardson have renewed their rivalry from the Suzuki series because there is absolutely nothing in it between those two. Lewis has got it on a string at the moment as they go through the high pull hairpin, heading up into the Porsche dipper, and Avalon Biddle holds on to 2nd place, but look at the battle going on behind.
Yeah, but there's Toby. Toby's moved on. He's gone.
David Hall there. Yes. And Shane Richardson just dropping a little bit back as they go down the short chute, heading to the bottom end of the circuit. Now he starts a run. Richardson's got a run on Toby Summers. Can't make the pass though. Summers shuts the door as they go through the sweeper. And, somebody's slowing dramatically there. We'll pick that up as they come through. It's David Hall that's gone down by the look of it on the Suzuki.
And when you say slowing, the whole time that was happening was his front wheel was just and he couldn't grab it and bring it around in time. So David Hall was a bit luck for the young man. He might have got on the podium in the last one, but it won't happen in this one. So bad luck for David. He'll be out of the top group now as TT chances have just drifted right off the track as we check out another NZSBK DHL Pirelli update. And there he is trying to hold it. Front wheel out. Man, look at it. He nearly does it. It's a slow-mo. And there, look, he's only got his knees on the ground. He hasn't even got a hand or an elbow or an arm on the ground, and he's quickly up to go and grab the bike and get it out of the way. What a great rider.
Just stretched just a little bit more between Jake Lewis and Avalon Biddle, but now racing will close up again. In fact, looking for an outside pass on Ev Gast, just not quite getting it done there was Toby Summers, but that's the racing at the moment. Jake Lewis is all out in his own, but it's ladies first at the moment. Avalon Biddle, the MTF Spectrum Motorcycles, Kawasaki holding on to 2nd place. Here's Toby Summers, goes round the outside of it, and he takes the spot away, so that's a pretty good result for Toby.
I thought he was more a gentleman than that, but anyway, he's overtaken overtaken the lady. Come on, I thought he was a nice guy.
Well, we got one off in turn number 2, but he's got back onto the track again. I thought we were going to see a yellow flag there for a moment, but no worries, no problem at all. The racing's continuing, and Jake Lewis has continued to lead, but we've got a change now in second place. Toby Summers, Carl Cox Motorsport, Mad Love Media, Kawasaki in second. Then it's the Kawasaki of Avalon Biddle, and then we go back to Shane Richardson. Is Richardson biding his time here? We know this one's longer than what we've raced before. We've got to half distance, and it doesn't look like the characteristic aggressive Shane Richardson that we've come to know, because he's struggling a little bit. There he goes, battle between Toby and Avalon. This is going to go all the way. We saw this in the summer in the Suzuki series as well. In the days gone past, you put the pressure on Av, and 9 times out of 10 she'd crumble, but not anymore. She's as aggressive as anyone out there, and a brilliant performance.
Three more shots, and they really do hold her in good stead. Then she gets overtaken, but hey, I tell you what, to only go back to a third place where we love her, and wouldn't it be awesome to have her on the podium afterwards? And hopefully every lady who's here today comes down to support this lady, because she hasn't been World Woman Champion for nothing, and an honour to have her as a Kiwi and to be here and racing at the moment. The MTF Finance Kawasaki in full flight. So it's Jake Lewis, Toby Summers, Avalon Biddle, Shane Richardson in the front. Can he unseat, or will he be the ultimate gentleman and let the lady go in front? Or is it going to be Rogan Chandler? Look at that from Rogan. We talked before, disappointing back in 8th. He's already got the 5th. James Hugenboozer back behind. James, the points leader, coming into this round. He's the opposite. I think he's sort of been the odd hand trying to fill in the glove, because it just hasn't worked for him this weekend. He's not featured in the run here at Hampton Downs, but I know he's been a good performer at Taupo in the past, so I'm expecting better things from him for the final, and you might want to see it as well. Be there and join us 2 weeks' time. Nathaniel Diprose, Jaden Hassan. Now there's Jaden, of course. He was up into our top 5 before. He's drifted back with Nathan Jane, and now Dale Fitch, the Christchurch man, has made it into top group. Now here's young Dale. What a champion rider he has been, a motocrosser and a speedway. Dale Fitch from Speedway. Go and do your Google. He has been number 2 NZ twice in New Zealand solo speedway racing. So we're not just talking about any competitor in solo. So a brand new kid in town. So check it out. Dale Fitch.
Talking about that, this battle for second and third is really hard right there. Avalon Biddle's got past Toby Summers as they went up the hill. They were handlebar to handlebar. I was watching it on the screen, and now Avalon is back in second place as they head down into turn 1. So this one isn't done with yet. Avalon Biddle in second, Toby Summers in third, and Shane Richardson now getting a little bit closer in 4th place. This is going to be some sort of finish. We're on lap 7. There's 2, 3 to go. It's a 10-lap race for the 600s, the TT Trophy. And Jake Lewis, well, it's his to lose now. He's got a huge advantage in 600cc racing, nearly 3 seconds, 2.732 seconds, and he's the only one. No, he's not the only one in the 137s. He's the fastest man on the track at the 137.379, but also in the 137s is Toby Summers and also Shane Richardson. Slightly off that pace is Avalon Biddle, but she's in second place on the racetrack, and that's what matters.
All right, well, and take full credit to her, because she's been able to come back once Toby had gone past. I thought it was gone there for all money for her, but she fought back brilliantly. And Toby, what sort of answers he got? Now, of course, Toby's position is compromised. Why is that? Because he just can't be concentrating on trying to get past Avalon, because if he decides, well, I'll go right on this corner, he's left a gap, and Shane Richardson could just come in and go wham and close that gap right on him. So he's really got to be watching his tactical finesse here in racing at the moment, because it is not just that attack, but it's the defence as well. To watch the trio. Yes, indeed, Jake Lewis, we picked up almost that 3-second buffer on the field, but Avalon, Toby and Shane all fighting for it there. And what have they got in common? Kawasaki, Kawasaki, Kawasaki.
So Jake Lewis will be the fastest one coming up the top of the hill now. Rogan Chandler's just towed that second group up to the first group here, so we might see a better finish. There is Lewis. He's extended the lead. Then it's Avalon Biddle. She's getting away now. And Toby Summers and Shane Richardson, they're scraping, and that's allowing Avalon to pull away. So maybe we're looking at a solid second place here for Avalon Biddle on the Spectrum Motorcycles MTF Finance Kawasaki. 2 laps to go, folks. 600s, it's the TT. It's one of the most prestigious titles to win here in New Zealand motorcycling. As I said before, it's Jake Lewis's to win, not to lose, I should say.
Of course, we think Toby Summers is high in second place, and he's gone back to third, but I think we might have a change. Yeah, there it is, the green. You can pick it up, 28. There he goes, $45 for the T-shirt, folks. Go and buy one, help him on his path back to America. In 2 weeks' time, he'll be at Daytona at the 200. Failed to finish last year, but he's starting to do better all the time. The team goes over there. They're better prepared this time. They've got a truck ready and waiting. They've got a trailer ready to hook onto the end of their truck, and they'll be touring America. So check it out, Moto America. And this man, Shane Richardson, support him. Go put your name on the belly pan. That's the least you can do. If you want to do a couple of $100, folks, and follow this man and be part of him, you'll feel injected, and it'll be the best $200 you can invest. So get him behind him as he heads to America again. Mr. Shane Richardson, number 28, in fine flying form here at the moment. There's a good sport, somebody who's moved right over to let those guys move in. Unsure who that was, but you catch it on Ctas Live as we look for the update and going down to the business end. Anybody will tell you for a TT race it needs to be a 15-lapper. Unfortunately, with the extended classes we have in our championship, and that is where the difference comes in the tyre wear and what goes on for the performance of the rider. But Avalon fighting back. Want to see you on your feet, folks, and applauding for these two. They are sensational in our sport. The Jake Lewis Avalon Biddle Show with Shane Richardson in there, Toby Summers, Logan Chandler, Nathaniel Dippo's up in the 6th place ahead of James Hugenboos. Wow, how's that happened? Jaden Hassan in there, Nathan Jane, Dale Fitch, our New Zealand number 2 Speedway rider, and of course Canterbury Motocross ace as well. So there you go, all of the things line up for Dale Fitch, the new kid on the block, the new star. He's been, this I'm pretty sure is his first time ever at Hampton Downs as well, and he's only very new as far as road racing, courtesy of Helicraft and the MV Augusta. Check him out, Dale Fitch, the new kid on the block, but loving every bit of his racing. Well done. But we're going to go for this exciting last few laps and watching our front runners as they streak for home. There we go with John Crawford out there, 11th place for the likeable Southern Suzuki man. Big shout out to Tony, to Alan and the team. Great job behind the scenes as they pump up the excitement for that man, looking to try and get into the top 10 with TT Glory on the Southern Suzuki supported GSXR 600. So we're talking about them all, we love them all, and they're all part of our family, but we come to the business end. Let's go with the final.
Just wondering if Toby Summers might be in a bit of tyre trouble. He looked behind that time round as they went through the sweep. A checkered flag coming out, TT title coming for Canterbury's favourite son. On the underground round to 675. He wins it. Avalon Biddle holds on to the podium in second. Shane Richardson crosses the line in 3rd place, and then it will be Toby Summers on the Motorsport Kawasaki. Rogan Chandler, good finish for him in 5th, and then Nathaniel Dipros. If that's a stock standard 600, that's a brilliant race from him, because he's held out James Hugenbosom and also Jaden Hassan. So, well, we predicted it would be exciting stuff. It turned out that way, although Jake